Alright, welcome everyone to a brand new Let's Play of a game that's basically almost 20 years old now and still one of my favorites. It is Burnout, the original Burnout. And yes, we're actually going back to how this whole series started, and here we are. So this game is developed by Criterion Games, published by Acclaim Entertainment, initially released in November 2001 with the PS2 version. This version is in fact I'm using the GameCube emulator, which is called Dolphin. It is released in 2002, as well as the Xbox version on April, the original Xbox. And as you can see, when you start the game, it actually tells you if you need to have the profile to make and save data. And actually, I don't need to because I want to start everything with the humble beginnings without spoiling anything. So here is the menu of Burnout. So we have few races to start off here. So we have the championship mode, which is in fact the main mode of the game. Single race mode, much like all racing games should have. Head to head is in fact your multiplayer race where you can actually just race with 2 players. Time attack mode is where you can practice your ability playing this game or practice for fastest lap times. You have special menu. You have crash replays. We'll get to that once we have crash in the race. Music player. As you can see, we have 3 music formats: mono, stereo, or Dolby Surround. And luckily, these musics are just not licensed, so I'm not gonna worry being copyrighted by YouTube. Yeah, fuck. So credits, we'll get to that at the end of this LP. Options, controls. So here's how the actual control guide will show you when you start the race. So let's get to the rumble feature. Let's turn it off, and let's get to the acceleration button. So A is like your acceleration button. B is your brake, which is mainly for drifting. C is accelerating or brake, which mean there's no point in having that. Gear up and gear down. Y is your gear up. Gear down is your X button. Look back is like your Z button, where you can look back. How what other drives were right behind you, how far you are. Boost is in fact your R button. L is your horn. We'll get to that. Start pause is at the center. Steering is like the joystick at the left. Up and down cycle views is in fact your camera, which I'll get to that later on. All the options we had can actually adjust which would be preferred the best once we throughout this whole game. So I prefer just keep it balanced like that. So we have mono, stereo, Dolby Surround, as I said, from the music format, there are 3. So I prefer to go to mono. Display, so external and internal. So the D-pad for up and down is in fact your options to go internal or external. So I prefer to go for external because it would be the best. 4:3, 6:19 screen size is in fact the ratio, and there's that. Going to save. Fastest lap times is in fact the full race time. Time attack mode record the fastest race time. Vehicle use is in fact how many times you actually prefer to use a car throughout this game. Biggest crashes is in fact how if you crash once, then the amount of damage you cause a lot will be recorded to that. Worst drivers is by how many times you crash and record to that. Best drivers, where you can actually how well you drive and play the game at the end of this race. Fastest lap times is very quite simplistic, and that's that. So enough for the talk. Let's get to the championship mode. So let's get to that. So we have a few cars to choose off. So we have the Super Mini, which is easy car to drive. The Sports Coupe, which is back to the medium difficulty. As well as the Saloon. The Muscle Car and the Pickup are hard difficulties. So I'll be use a vehicle that would be best throughout this championship. So I'll be using the Super Mini, which we have 5 colors to choose. And as you can see, yes, I did actually mod to get all 6 color variants, because if you guys don't know, the AI usually have one color option that the player can't even choose. It's for example like this yellow color for this car. So yes, I'll be using the AI colors for this whole LP just to give more experience what they look like. And we have we have transmission to choose off. We have the automatic or manual transmission, so I prefer to go to manual transmission because it's actually the best. So we have 6 changes here. We have one to start off, the Journeyman Grand Prix, and that's where we'll be starting off, the Journeyman Grand Prix. So let's start. So it's a 3-race championship. We have to start with, which will be starting with the interstate. We have a precision requirement to qualify in order to advance to the next race, which as you can see, it's 3rd, so there it is. And credits is simply the amount of recharge we had to reach. For that, requires our precision requirement. So here's our car we take on the interstate, and let's get into it. Interesting about this game, this is actually my first ever Burnout game I had as a child. Like, I never had sequels back then. You guys wouldn't look at that. Anyways, so here we go. First race of Burnout. Alright, so let's talk about this whole gameplay here. As you can see, it's a very arcade style game. As you can see, we have the GUIs. So the bottom right is your HUD. You only have 5 gears to start off. The red font says MT5, which is fact I'm using the manual transmission. The left bottom is fact boost bar, which I have the boost on because I prefer using it. This is fun. You can fill up your boost gauge by having near misses with other cars, as well as driving uncommonly down corners, or you have perfect light, you don't crash just once. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, D-pad up and down actually shows you the internal and external camera. So I prefer to go for the external camera, the best. And we have the counter time at the top. That's what racing games, arcade racing games should have in general. The score at the top right is back. Much like when you actually gain boost, your score will actually increase as well, which is nice. Damn, that car actually changed lane. I'm like an idiot. Alright, let's get back to it. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, that crash right there, that's one thing that's iconic to this whole series. Because if you crash once, it actually shows you how much damage you cause in the crash, which is nice. And if your full boost gauge, if your boost gauge is already full, it turns from yellow to red/orange. And once it have like that, you can actually use your boost. And yeah, that's all how this works. This whole game. That's nice. And I just got distracted and I just failed to drive after that talk. Alright. So as you can see, after I crashed once, I didn't get a perfect lap. So yeah, this whole race is actually where it's all started. Yeah, I mean, it's not actually that special, to be honest, because they have not a lot of features that come out from sequels later on. And this game doesn't have any actual like the point system where you can actually check how much points you have in total throughout this whole championship. That wasn't until Burnout 2. So all we had to do is just complete the race with meeting the minimum requirements. Oops. Hit the light pole. Alright, let's get hit the argument so I can actually calculate the score. I mean, scores don't matter, but I prefer just try to see if I can put myself as the best driver, not actually the worst driver. So yeah, as you can see, when I boost, the view really zooms out. That's one thing that every Burnout game should have. Okay, so I think throughout this LP I may have less talking because there's a lot more concentration in terms of overall driving. And you might notice that when I drive and press the B button many times, it's because I prefer just keeping the car's like front suspension compressed. Because that's one thing that you guys don't know. The AIs usually do that. They don't actually drift. They just have their suspensions compressed when they steer. Yeah, they're quite special to be honest. Because the AIs do in fact have rubber banding. Well, some tracks do because this one doesn't. And actually, I know people saying this game is really hard, but considering this is my first Burnout game I had, and um, first time I attempted LPing this, it's not that hard at all. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not lying. Like this is actually not that hard at all. Like I've been practicing a lot, and I don't think it's not as complicated to what people are trying to say. Also, you might notice some tooling features, as I said from actual controller guide. Is like your horn button, the horn, of course. So in order to activate this, it said L is your horn button. So in order to push that, it actually just, like sounds like this. Yeah, and also the second one would be the actual little bit of detail that they don't actually need would be the turn signals. Yeah, as you can see, the actual green screen with the green arrow showed at the right. I mean, the turn signals was on. I mean, it's completely pointless, but I think it's like continuous are like, oh, without turn signals, every card in the game race should be too simple. So why not add that to make it nicer? So I think that's the case why they do that in Burnout 2 as well. And we're actually ended this race, which is nice. I mean, some of the tracks in this game are quite long. I mean, this one took me about like 6 minutes, as you can see at the top left. And with that, we're actually win the race and done. And with that, we also get to see the replay, which is nice. And yes, as you can see, I did remove the motion blur because I did put the gecko core about it in it, so to make it more visual. Okay, excuse me. So we have the results here. So the finished precision time, we have this first total time, fast lap time, average speed is 100 miles per hour. Insurance damage is the amount of damage we have caused in total. So we have crashed 2 times, so the total is in fact 94,000. The score is in fact right there, the heads. So I'll show up the actual heads of the crashes right now. To the crash replays. So we have that quarter speed, half speed, full speed, which is nice. Yeah, I like how my car actually gets smoked out as well as the pause right there. Yeah, I like how the car deformation used to happen after crashes and the car smoked out. So we have the joystick, we can actually move the camera right here. The zoom. Oh no, get back. I accidentally just pressed the start menu, the start button. So yeah, zoom is in fact where you can zoom out your car there. Change cam is in fact your actual view of your car during the race. Like that. Motion blur, I mean, you have different motion blur. You only have motion blur enabled, so I mean, I did enable as I said, I enabled the Gecko Pro for remove motion blur, so if I press X, it shows like that. I mean, it's kind of ugly to be honest. Yeah, restart is back. You can restart the replay. And you can hear the dramatic music coming up from that, because if you catch like 4 times, the music would change dramatically and makes it more like insane when you near the end of this race. So yeah, that's actually nice. That wasn't until every sequel should have anymore, which is sad. And we're actually going to put out records because of the race time, the score, like that. So we're gonna put my name in it. Yeah, I'll put my name. Okay, there we go. And fastest race time, 6 minutes 48. That's good. Fastest lap time, top, nice. And the second bomb edge drive is very good. And for this second race, we'll take on Harbor Town. We have to come with these third as usual. And let's get right down to it. I think so yeah. All we had to do is just complete the race within precision requirements. So this track has a lot of winding roads because it's based off Europe, so this can be very tricky when it comes to blind turns, because there's blind turns in this track. So yeah, this is going to be a lot more concentration, as I expect. Boost ourselves down to the bridge. And in the tunnels. And make sure to slow down throughout this blind turn. Okay, we're good. So there's a blind turn right here as well. And boost ourselves again. So yeah, this car goes to 141 top speed when boosting. So most of the cars are going just basically 141. There's actually some cars goes up like 149. Basically, it's only a few cars were fast enough, were faster than the others. The yoink, I hear the yoink. Okay, the December's right there. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, I apologize if I didn't speak like too fluently, because this was my first time actually recording with my voice, so even though I may have struggled to keep it more smooth, just so yeah, bear with me, okay? Bear with me. Good turn. Oh god, Chuck. Slow down. And we're good. Okay. Jeez, my throat. Okay, let's boost ourselves way down up here. And move on. Okay. So there's that. I like how the actual AIs have their turn signals on before we turn. So yeah, no crashes at all for this one. That's nice. Okay, full race time top, full lap time at the top. Nice. And top best drivers. Let's go. Alright, so the last race for this championship is River City, and we had to come at least second to advance to the next championship. So yeah, I had to pass 2 races or more to advance it. Oh, the truck crashed, and oh. Okay, we're good. That was close. Like, I just literally almost, I just tapped that van and I didn't count the crash. It didn't. That's great. Also, so this train has like few cross traffic that we had to get through. So yeah. So in the next lap there will be cross traffic. So this will be right here. This part will have cross traffic, as well as this part here, which is already at first lap. And we're good. There's a car right there, there's a taxi right there, I can tell. And booster cells throughout this whole section. Okay, we're actually going to use the boost later. Just short. Yeah, so that part, and now we can boost. Because there's actual cross traffic, as I said, in that part up ahead. And there it is. Got through, yes. Drip. Okay. Do yoink. Oh shit, I didn't turn that fully. Go man. Oh, and the monster crashed. Okay. Oh, what? The fourth place is right there. Slow-mo. And push ourselves again. Because it done another car traffic right there. Okay, that was close. Just a few more ways to go. Just a few more till the race is over. And there's car traffic right here, and yeah, that's one thing that people may have problems with crashing that area because they don't even know there's a way. So I found a way to do that and win. Nice. Okay. So yeah, just one crash is just 36,000. 123, 123. Oh, miles per hour. Full race time is actually I'm at the top of River City, and best lap at the top. And we complete the German Grand Prix. So we like the big Grand Prix, Race Off 1, 3 tracks, Hillside Pass, Twilight Harbor, and Great Lock USA, which we're doing the Face Off one right now. So I'll be using the Saloon for this one. Yeah. So here's Face Off 1 and it's back to Twilight Harbor, which will be racing against the Roadster. Oh. Definitely looks like a Tesla. I know people will say that, but it does. So yes, this is actually how I introduced this series. Considering this is the first game, so you know. Anyways, so Saloon versus Roadster, here we go. It's going to be a 1v1 race, and it's going to be the reverse section of Harbor Town. Oh, and the Roadster crashed. Okay, just already at the start. So yeah, this Saloon is quite heavy. So handling may be very tough for this car. I mean, when I drift, I press the B button. Its suspension is heavily compressed, which is really nice. I like that. Slow down. Easy. Take it easy. Easy. Oh no, that turn is so bad. Oh. The Roadster crashed. Just ran the back of my car. How violent was that? Oh, and the Roadster crashed again. Okay. Let's boost ourselves way down here. God damn it! I was trying to overtake that traffic car, but I didn't. Alright, whatever. Yeah, you saw that Roadster has his sparks out from the rear of the car. That's because his suspension compressed like mine. Like, you see? Yeah, the spark just came out from the side. that's one thing that people don't even notice, that you can actually do that. So yeah, this is actually not the best for using this gun just in general. So hopefully I don't crash like 4 times more, else the music's gonna change dramatically. Yoink! Slow it down, check the cards right there, and this card right there. No, that's a 7, okay. Yeah, I can tell that's right there. And boost the starts right here. And there's the lyrics semi going in the wrong side, bro. What an idiot. What a fucking idiot. Okay. Okay, he's right. The rotor is right there. And boost ourselves right down here. So yeah, 2 minutes. Because I just crashed like 2 times. Like if you crash, you lose like 5 seconds. So you had to be much quicker before the time runs out on the top of the counter timer. So yeah, 5 seconds after you crash. Yeah, you'll probably notice that because I can tell because the traffic cars were basically scripted, so I can tell like which where the traffic cars would be like in some areas. Oh, okay, this time not gonna crash from that wall, and not going to happen with that traffic car again. Okay, I got this. And just boost ourselves because I can. Yeah, first face off down. So yeah, just 2 crashes, 79,000. Yeah, not bad. Not over 100,000. Even though if I crash the bus, it counts 100,000. Okay, top race time. Nice. And top lap time. And oh god. Yeah, I'm totally the best driver throughout this game. Top best drivers. And as you can see, we complete phase on 1, we unlock the roadster, which we're not going to use it throughout this to the next part. Speaking of the next part, we're going to do the next you're going to be reaching back the big room. That'll be stay tuned for part 2 for that.